Good morning, everybody. It's August 12th, 2021. My name is Piano Matty B. That is Scaramucci's. And this is your Morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing, all the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing the data. The Fear and Greed Index has remained at yesterday's level of 70. And Nosy Miss Newsbomb's social media market sentiment in a rent-controlled apartment in Queens has fallen down to 68%. Which means every time people talk about Bitcoin, it has a 68% positivity rate. And Miss Newsbomb told me under her breath that this is the lowest the sentiment has been since she started sharing it with us. She also added, what do you know? Price goes up, sentiment goes down. It's kind of like my ex-husband once said, and then I shut the door on her. Now, over on the 4-hour chart, we see Bitcoin has broken down and below its 20-day moving average squatter. The first time we tested this squatter was a couple days ago, and we had a healthy bounce back, but the 20 MA, like all squatters, are patient and persistent. Always lagging behind, waiting for that chance to flip from support to resistance, so it can gain the upper hand and start calling the shots again. We also see some minor negative divergence playing out here. As price action was going up, the MACD crossed and headed back down. The best way to look at negative divergence is like the coyote from the Roadrunner comics. It would run up the hill, gaining speed, momentum, chasing that darn Roadrunner. And then unbeknownst to it, he or she, I suppose, would run off a cliff, but they wouldn't fall right away. They still had some momentum carrying them up, but there was no more ground to support them. So the undisputed king of laws kicked in, that's right, gravity, and takes our beloved coyote down. That's negative divergence, and that's what's playing out on the 4-hour chart. But alas, it's only the 4-hour chart, and as such is a smaller, more noisy, and ultimately less dominant signal to hang our collective hat on. That being said, let's take a look at the daily chart. The daily chart is like the Daniel Day-Lewis, while the 4-hour chart is more like an Eric Roberts. We're going to get a more clear and Oscar-winning portrayal of the market by Daniel than Eric. And here we see our favorite trio of villains, the 3-crow pattern in full Technicolor, with a shooting star kicker in the middle. You might remember the shooting star in his Golden Globe-nominated performance as the croquet mallet. A bearish continuation candle in the middle of a bearish candle pattern. And that has Oscar-worthy potential for some downward action. But here comes the handsome and charismatic supporting actor George Clooney in his role as the 200 moving average. The fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance. Will we see our villains break old George's back and continue their reign of downward pressure? Or will he provide the support mankind needs to bounce back and continue up? Now, I don't want to give away the end of the movie because I haven't seen it, nor has it been written or even filmed. But we could see the villains take old George all the way down to 44.5. Before we see the reversal we're so craving. However, some Hollywood insiders have already began to rumor that production has begun on the sequel called Wick Me Once, Shame on You, Wick Me Twice, Shame on Me. It's rumored to have a budget of $42,800, but that's just Hollywood conjecture at this point, so remember. We're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected elites. That's right, it's a long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. BitBoy Crypto Morning Tea. Chit, 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 ching.